Hi, my name is Kat.
I'm Mia.
I'm Karson.
And we want to share with you some of the things that we learned about Black History Month.
First, we learned about Madam C.J. Walker, and she was a philanthropist.
Her hair started falling out, but she made a product and it grew back.
We also learned about Bessie Coleman. She was the first ever Native American pilot to have an international pilot license.
She loved reading and she was excellent in math.
We learned about Ben Karson. He's a retired neurosurgeon.
His parents divorced when he was 8.
We also learned about Pele. He has played in 1,363 games.
And he is a professional Brazilian soccer player.
We also learned about Alicia Keys. She made music and she was in the Super Bowl.
She is an American singer and songwriter.
We also learned about PK7. He was a hockey player.
Yeah, he was a professional Canadian hockey defenseman.
We also learned about Michael Jordan. He played basketball.
He was one of the best basketball players of all time.
We also learned about Josephine Baker. She was a spy.
She was a popular dancer. We learned about Rosa Parks, and she was a civil rights activist.
And we learned about Martin Luther King Jr. He is most famous for his I Have a Dream speech.
He was a civil rights leader and stood against racism.
We also learned about Carmen DeLab. She was a dancer.
She is an actor, choreographer, and dancer.
We also learned about Michelle Obama. She is an attorney.
Michelle Obama and Barack Obama met while working at a law firm in Chicago.
And we learned about Oprah Winfrey. She started a school for girls in Africa.
Oprah's parents named her Orpah, but people called her Oprah, so they switched it to Oprah.
We also learned about George Caruthers. He was an astrophysicist.
Yeah, he was an African American astrophysicist.
We also learned about Jackie Joyner Kersee. She wrote 2 books.
She won 3 Olympic gold medals.
And we also learned about Nelson Mandela. He was the president of South Africa.
He became the first Black president of South Africa, and he was a civil rights hero.
And we learned about Ray Charles. He was blind by the age of 7 years old.
He was commemorated on a U.S. postal stamp in 2013.
Ida B. Wells was a journalist.
She was born into slavery.
We also learned about Rayleigh Thomas. She worked for NASA.
That's what I have. She worked for NASA.
We also learned about Ralph Bunche. He was a political scientist.
He was a brilliant student.
Happy Black History Month!